Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Another session, another time. It is always the same men's conference, Monday Gamajita. So we're back here. We're live again. We had to bring her back. A lot of the guys have been saying, hey,
Let us give the internet a moment. You're frozen, Wandi.
can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, you're fine now. Yes.
100%. Welcome back. This is Umoya, where men meet on a Monday to speak healing, to speak change, and to speak a difference. Thank you so much for joining us again. Sirelezo, welcome, welcome to
Thank
everyone who's
you.
watching us. Wherever you're watching us from, please let us know where you are at and
Yep.
drop us a line so we can see what's in Iwopi and what you're saying. Please, this is your show. And as you know, we always open it the same way. We de-stress and then we get into it. We get into the thick of it. So please join me when you're comfortable. Please close your eyes and let's breathe a little bit. Let's close our eyes. And taking a deep breath and let the stress of the day go. And just de-stress it. Get it out. And allow yourself to calm the thoughts, calm the day, the busyness of it, the hustle, the bustle, the work, the business, the commuting, the to, the fro, having to take care of kids, having to take care of bills, the stress of not being able to take care of the bills. I want you to breathe that out. The contracts that are not coming through, I want you just to breathe that out. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in new energy and take in a new revived energy that brings you back into alignment and that allows the energy that you need for these deals to come through. I want you to dump into these breaths that you're taking that are exhaling. And on every inhale, I want you to feel the energy being revived and coming back in. Allow yourself to relax yourself. Allow your body to be able to replenish itself and the energies to reset. And I want you to allow your body to be able to speak to you right now. And I just want you to listen. That's all you've got to do, just listen. Where your body is unhappy with you, unhappy with itself, or it is feeling some sort of ailment, ache, allow that place right now to speak to you and allow yourself to listen. Now send healing and loving energy to that place. Allow that place to replenish itself. Allow that place to do a 360. And as your feet are planted on the ground, allow Mother Nature to plant herself into you and you plant yourself into Mother Nature. Now I want you to allow Mother Nature to absorb all the negative energy, the negative thoughts that you've had, the doubts, the I doubt myself, I cannot, I will not, I'm not like them, I'm stupid. I want those thoughts to move through your body and move out through the soles of your feet. And as you breathe out, I want you to see your body releasing this through your soles of your feet. And so the very same soles, I want Mother Nature to be able to put in positive energy and allow that to rise and increase and rise up to to your head and allow that chakra to be filled up. Allow that crown to be filled up with these positive energies. Allow them to fill your entire body and your entire being. Allow them to fill your thoughts, your feelings, and allow your heart to be filled. And when you are right and ready, please do join me. Come back to your consciousness in the room and do join me again. Open your eyes. Danke siyabonga. Moya is here. Moya is right. Men's conference. As you know, every Monday we're here. We meet here. Tonight we take a different twist, a little bit of a twist, and we go. Machita sitting there going, Cranshop's ready for Labafazna. Torello from Orange Farm, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, Tarello.
Amachita sitting here going, Exe, what's the memo, Cranshop? That was just there. Do we have what it takes to fulfill what they're looking for? What are they actually looking for? So today we're here to say, guys, in Funan, because Assassin Funan, what are you guys looking for? Talk to me.
We are looking for everything in one person, which is the problem. We're looking for everything in one person. Well, I mean, Batung, our romantic partners, siyanisizela, kodwa sifuna nje nibe amadoda. Imagine. So I think for the conscious person, we want an authentic person. Life is challenging, but are you able to be present with it? Or are you going with the wind? When the storm blows this way, you are gone. When it blows that way, you are gone. Meaning, the challenges come, and then everybody has an opinion. Manje awusayazi ukuthi uzolalela bani, uthi utlwelela mang, utlwelela mosadi yago, or utlwelela wena, or utlwelela elders, or utlwelela dichomi, or So for me personally, I truly appreciate a sound-minded, authentic person. And it takes a lot, even for the woman, to be able to hold that space, because you can't want a sound-minded person and you're not sounded-minded, right? And we have many of ourselves who are like that. We want the life, but we have not established it. We don't know we don't even know how to build it for ourselves already. So yeah, for the guy who has that person, Ashki's great choice. But teach each other to support, because if she doesn't know how to build, I don't know how she's gonna maintain. Yeah, and vice versa is true.
So, we've got a couple of questions, and so today is Wandile Richard. Thank you. Lekis, welcome. So, I've got a question, and I'm jumping right in for it, because before we know it, let's email us kitchen, and before we know it, time is up. So I'm jumping right in. Does size actually matter to you guys?
Of course.
And the reason I ask is because we are now having debates as a Machita about stuff that doesn't really matter. Because for me, Toulouse.
Well, that's the question.
That's the thing, is that a hammer is a hammer, and it's up to the one who holds the hammer, who has the skill to be able to maneuver the hammer. But I'm asking myself, does it really matter to you guys? Does that really matter to you guys that much as it does to us? Because I know a lot of guys who have lost self-confidence because the size of the tool is not it's not a well representation of who I am.
Mm-mm.
You know, so a lot of guys have then decided, I mean, I'm grand. You know, I don't want to play in that game because, or I don't want to have a constant because I'm not even gonna try because I know it's gonna hurt me. So I'm not even attempting it.
And it's interesting how these wonderful men who don't want to attempt um, meet the most gorgeous women, but then they're like tapped out, right? But size does matter. But before the size matters, what is more important is the capacity and the ability to use the size. Okay, because you can have a hammer. Nobody wants to be hammered. Let's just like this is not Comrades Marathon. It's for enjoyment. Okay, your pleasure, my pleasure, our pleasure. So nobody wants to be hammered. It's important to be able to use the tools, you know. And preference, like beauty, is for the beholder. Okay, some women prefer thick with short. Some people prefer long and thick, or long and medium, or long and thin. It just depends. But uh, I think I've met a lot of women, and we've had conversations about this with a lot of diverse women. And the common thing that comes up the most is it really doesn't matter what God gifted you with if you don't know how to use it. Of course, if it's too small for the person, it's too short, you know, the shortness problem is it's really a problem. Oh, bless your soul if you are there. But of course, if there's other physical things that we just cannot overlook, even if you can like be the sweetest person, fulfillment has to be there. The whole point of men and women is for satisfaction and enjoyment, right? And if we can grow together, even that's the whole purpose thing. But I mean, you know, the other danger, one delay is addiction to sex as a relief of pressure. Women and men do it, not just
Walk me
men.
walk me through that. What does that look and sound like?
This is how friends with benefit really exists. Banter, bad banter goes and continues to exist because um, we relationships people the dysfunction in the relationship is because of the lack of self-discovery in each individual. It can be the woman, it can be the man, right?
Okay.
So if depending on how awoke you are to the person that you are and how connected to the person that you are, your dependency on exhale from external sources can manifest in different ways, and sex is a real addiction, right? So I can want somebody who is not really asking me out, but the fact that he can give me attention, and I hope as the woman it will grow into something else. And men are very clear there. There ain't no hope that it's gonna grow into something else. They know what they're doing, who they're doing it with, and those containers remain exactly where they were placed, unless they decide to change. But it's uncommon for it to change, right? Because clarity is clear on that side. There's no confusion that comes with hope. Hope. You're just making yourself wait for something that nobody said will come. And then you go to God and say, but God, it's Him, He's the one, but He does not have the confirmation. So then we allow ourselves in that way to enjoy that. Otherwise, it's like what the guys do. I'm not attached to anything, but I mean, I gotta get some.
I
We
hear
also
you.
do that.
I hear
We
you.
also do that.
And um, whilst we're at it as well, I just want to invite you guys, if you guys want to come on and share the conversation with us. It's not about us as kiss as kiss. It's not about us as well. I just want you to know that you guys are there. I'm gonna just post up the link for you to be able to come up and join us.
Yeah.
If you have one or two things that you want to say, please come up. But I don't know about size, but there are nerves at the entrance that men don't bother looking for. Not knowing those nerves are key. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah,
A woman, it's like what you said last week, Wendy. A woman takes a long, it's many candles. Those nerves are the candles, and you just gotta light them.
hey, bafethu nani sibangela umsebenzi.
Remove
Then,
your ribs. Asaroda. That man has a sense of humor.
hey,
God has a sense
right.
of humor. Imagine.
Uko-
Total
uko-
opposites together
uko-
for the best experience.
Ooh. So so coming onto that one, there's a comment. There we go. She says, "What about women who've had different sizes, big sizes, and they tend to blame their current partners for not satisfying them? I mean, it's not their fault. Hey,
It's not
that's all.
proven. This is
I
not
think your
proven
network.
that.
Hey,
Eh? Go ahead.
welcome, brother. Welcome,
Sorry
welcome,
for
welcome, welcome, my brother. You're here. This is Mumoya. This is Men's Conference. This is all about you. Mfethu, welcome. Igama,
No, thank you, my brother. My name is Nkume Masilela
my
from
king.
Karankua. From Karankua.
012 in the house, Garanga.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Yebo.
My brother, how do you
Hello,
feel?
beauty. What is your name? Oh, sorry, Wendy.
You were saying
I
something,
didn't catch
something?
his name. Did can we?
Nkume.
We would love to know you by name. We don't want to say the brother. There are many of them who are on the call now. It is better to address you with your name.
Nkume.
Nkume.
Mpumi. Okay, lovely. Thank you. Lovely to meet you, Mpumi.
Same here.
Nkume.
Same here.
Nkume. So tell me, my king, what is your feeling? Do you understand the mandate that women, or the expectation that women have of you as a man when you get into relationships? Do you feel women are clear, or they give a clear mandate and expectations of what they actually want in the relationship in Zare?
Yo, that's a very complex issue. You'd probably
I
write
know.
about 10 books about that. Yo, but I think it's relative, you know. Women
Okay.
are very complex creatures, and I think it will depend on the type of woman that you are dating, or that you are trying to establish a life with, you know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be very difficult to give a very comprehensive answer, because, like I said, it's very relative. You'd find that some of them are very clear, some of them want you to guide them through this, and some of them are just bystanders and they just want you to do everything by yourself, and they will just follow. So yeah. So I on the subject, you I don't know.
So, Nkume, we've got a
But
woman
guys,
here, and I want you to ask the one question that you want to ask a woman, and you're like, Ikse, why do you guys behave like this? That one, here's that free card I'm giving you. You say, ask a woman, why do you guys do this? Or what's the reasoning behind behavioral nice or
Now I would ask a very simple question: what do women want?
joy, like
how?
enjoyment, joy. The only thing I think for all of us really is that people have forgotten what makes them happy. There is a lot of external stimulation and access to information right now, or pleasure from all sorts of sources. So now imagine you have not even discovered what makes you tick. I mean, nobody's supposed to have not financial, sexual frustration. Nobody, if you really know yourself and you have discovered what your sexual language is and you are imbued in it. Okay, but if you're still figuring out yourself, if you're still figuring out If you're still worried about what people will say, we're not saying go and be reckless, no. But God created sex for human beings, not for cats only, not for dogs only, not for birds only, for human beings. And we are the only creatures who are struggling to have it in a healthy and satisfactory way. But if imagine if you knew how to satisfy yourself and another, and you knew how another is meant to satisfy you. But if you're having, you see, you talked about different calibers and a spectrum of women, not calibers, but a spectrum, because we are all different. We are not on levels. We are all the same. We are human beings first, I believe. But it's a spectrum, this diversity. So imagine now you're having a woman who is a bystander, like you said. So that one is, if for some other reason they believe love is obedience and a man must do everything. So now they're waiting because they were never taught, they never educated themselves. This guy is going to come into my life and he will deliver the vision I have for myself. And I'm going to be fine. I'm set. They don't even know what they want. They just know that life will start when the husband arrives or when the man arrives. So unenking. So please, men also have discernment. You need to not date below your par. If you understand yourself and what you want, and you're with a person who does not know what they want, you're going to have to pour. And they have not learned how to pour into your cup. They just take, which then create, and vice versa is also true. This is where now our problems start.
Mkume, if you're a man like me, my brother, I've heard Chire. I still don't know what she said. I still don't know what women want. I listened. I honestly listened. Like I heard I don't know. Guys, please like and share. Please be there. We thank you for coming on.
I think I hear her. I hear her. But there's some part which really confuses me in the sense. Look, when we grew up, we used to see our mother's love language being in a form of respect. They would respect our fathers, and our fathers would then look at it and say, "But this woman loves me because of respect." And I'm saying with things the way they are, the love language has somehow changed, and that is why we are asking this difficult question to say, "But what do really women want?" Because the love language has changed. You mentioning that a woman must understand herself, and also I must know what I want. But then, how do I pour into a cup of someone who doesn't know what to drink? What do I pour?
Mm. Why are you pouring? Did you establish that they can hold? Why are you pouring? Why are you pouring? You can pour anywhere you want. You can pour and even women can pour anywhere they want. But each person, even if we are compatible and everything, and we are together, I still have the responsibility to uphold my values and needs and moral compass. And you have the same with yourself. And when we come together with the well established or wherever they are, because we meet each other where we are, you can never be with a partner who's not a mirror of you. And if you dislike something in your partner, you can't see it in yourself. So the partner is like your mirror for the blind spot, you see? So you've got to know where to pour. And this is like a serious number one ailment for men. This our background of the respect is it's a deep, it's not even like shallow, it's very deeply rooted. Because when the pressure of life and challenges come, all of us go into flight mode, right? Autopilot. And our autopilot only has capacity to understand respect. But you see, the love language was acts of service. It was not respect. The man was serving the woman with his acts of service, and the woman felt loved. That was the gift. And then the woman was serving the man with her acts of service in the way that he appreciates them and in the way that she appreciates them. And then the man felt respected, you see? So you need to know how to love yourself, and you need to know you need to understand how to love your partner. Because a lot of us are giving love from a place of how we want to experience it, not how the next person wants to experience it.
Thank you so much for that. We've got a whoa, what happened? Okay, we've got a first-time viewer and a new member, Canvas of a Runner. Welcome, welcome, Tseka Elana. This is home. We meet here every Monday. We discuss these issues. Now I'm gonna do this one because I did it on the left. I will do it on the right. Thank you so much, guys, for the comments. Keep them coming. I'm gonna say, Nkume, what do men want?
It's simple. We want respect. You know, when a woman would respect you, you would do and go anywhere for this woman. You would do anything for this woman. You can even buy the plane if you have the money to buy the plane. But I'm saying, men adore a respectful woman, and for me that is important. I mean, the other things we can teach each other, but I will not teach someone who does not respect me. I will not go far and beyond for someone who does not respect me. So with
Mm.
men, the initial basic love language for us would be respect.
Do you see the
You
simplicity
know,
of it is sorry, Tsire. The simplicity of it is the man, all he said was one word, is inhlonipho. Because respect says, I am, as much as you said you are a mirror of your partner. Respect goes, if I'm expecting a respect, I'm giving it. Then because my partner is my mirror, it's bound to come back. And that's where I think a lot of us, we've lost the concept of Ubuntu Betu, is that a lot of Western concept have said to us, respect is earned, but respect is given. It's taken when it's misused or abused. So inhlonipho, a person, by being umuntu, by being a human, by being a person, the respect is then given. And when you disrespect my respect, it's then taken,
of
and then it
course.
has to be earned. So the European concept of respect is earned is what is killing a lot of our homes. It's what's killing a lot of our relationships. It's leaving our sisters single with a Maserati parked outside, with a Porsche parked outside, living in Copper Leaf, living in Stain City, but no guy sticking around. Is because you are still of the concept, Uguti, this man needs to earn my respect. Give it and see what happens. You were
Yeah.
coming in there.
Yes, I'd like to jump in there. I also want to draw from the comments, right? Because we'll come back to that topic we started when Gume was joining us. But while we are on respect, sometimes we've got to check, where are we disrespecting ourselves? Nobody can come into your life and disrespect you if you're respecting yourself. So if you take a nice deep breath in, and sometimes the answer doesn't come immediately, okay? So please, guys, when you do self-reflection, it's difficult. And you can't do it like action mode, and this is how men are wired. They're wired into action, hardware, solve, resolve, and you are not going to be able to dissect and understand this respect um, dynamic if you don't delve into the softer elements of yourself. You can only understand it if you allow yourself to be with your emotional brain, your feminine aspect, your creative side, the one that doesn't rescue anybody, the one is that is just like, this is my idea of bliss. When I'm like in this state, I'm in my happy place. Now, when you don't even know how to do that as a man, you can't be emotionally available for respect because you can't identify it. You think it's not there because you're not familiar with it. Do all men actually know how to identify respect? Because if you know how to identify respect, you will also be able to see the red flags of a person who does not know how to respect the next, simply because they've never practiced it with themselves. If a person is disrespectful and you have discernment, you can notice that that person is disrespectful before they even get into your inner radar. How do they get access to your inner radar if you are respecting yourself and others? And it's not even about others, this is just about you. And this is not, I'm not saying men are disrespecting themselves. Understand me. I'm not saying that. If you look at your life and the behavior of these women who are falling under the disrespectful kind, I am asking you as a man to go back and see. Like, okay, can I please do a demonstration with you, with everybody on the call, Wandile, for just this point, okay? Um, as Wandile took us through that grounding and just releasing the day, take a nice deep breath in, relax yourself, and go back into that inner directed space. Allow yourself to relax and connect from within. Allow your head to relax, allow your jaw to relax, allow your face to relax with every inhale and every exhale. Respect and disrespect. Where there's no respect, it means there was disrespect. The absence of respect is not there. Taking a gentle, deep breath in as far as you need it to reach you and as far as you need to let go. When was the first time you ever felt disrespected in your life? Take your time, allow your mind to give you the information. When was the very first time you felt the emotion of disrespect in your life? What was happening around that time? Just notice. Be with that experience and remember. And when you're ready, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, come back to the present moment, and you may gently flutter your eyes open. You're welcome to comment in the comments what came up for you. And guys on the panel, share with us what came up for you. Were you able to remember anything or any sensation from a past time of where disrespect came up for you?
Yeah, yeah, and I'll go first. It took me back to a time when I found out that an ex was having an affair, the same affair over and over again, and that was the first time that I felt a disrespect. Like, yeah, it took me back to that place where the mischievousness of trying to hide it, of trying to do it, or how it was done and how it was outplayed. That mischievousness and the total disrespect. When everyone knew and I didn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
All right. Great awareness, right? Now let's
yeah.
take another deep breath in, Wandile. Take another deep breath in. And allow yourself to go within again. And everybody else is also welcome to join on this, okay? With whatever your mind and your brain gave you as a response, okay? Accepting that and noting it, put it aside for a second and take a nice deep breath in. Where else was the first experience of disrespect for you? Where else was the first disrespect experience for you? Look further. Look at the hidden places. You can ask your mind questions if you would like to know more information while you're there. Is there anything else you'd like to know? Are you sure? And when you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open. Before we go back to Wandile, Nkumi, how was your experience? What do you feel safe to share with us?
I think the first time I experienced some form of disrespect was when I thought we were having a cordial conversation, and someone just stood up and screamed at me for 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 when I look at it, was absolutely nothing. I don't know why what happened that day, but I think the way she just screamed, and I could not even understand why this person was screaming. And for me, it was like, but is this thing very necessary? And
Around
for
what
me,
time
that
in your
was,
life was this happening?
I think it was
Like
around
which
about,
age group?
I think about 25, 26.
From your childhood home, who mimics this behavior?
Ew. No one.
No one. And you, Andile?
No.
For me,
Mysterious. It doesn't have to be romantic relationships.
for me, the that when you said go deeper, I think the relationship with my aunt, um, there was a lot of disrespect. There still is, and it was very early on, and the disrespect was to her sister, my mom, and then it carried on and it trickled down to me. So the earliest forms of disrespect that I encountered were with her. So
Okay. So you carry the memory of that
yeah,
experience in every cell of your body. Every cell of your body has that experience. And it's been sitting there because it bothered you. You couldn't understand it. You didn't attend to it. It's unresolved. So it's just lingering there in your space. And for as long as it's lingering there, it will also resonate with people of the same energy. And you wonder why there's people of disrespectful natures coming to your life. Some of the reasons why we experience disrespect is exactly this. It has nothing to do with who you are. It just has to do with how you have been conditioned. What were you exposed to? How have you tolerated people just coming and being disrespectful and storming off continuously? How have you allowed and support that behavior to be in your space? Because when we adult and come together romantically now, we it's a question of what have you learned and what are you not aware of? Because some of the things we're not even aware that we carry them. They come out in a relationship because in a home with siblings and parents, that's the contact that where some things that are not seen in the street, they come out there. So now when we start becoming together, we're closer, we are mimicking what we were having in the childhood home. And if you are not aware that you are carrying unserving behaviors because your mind had that example from your childhood home, not because you value it, it's what you saw. So You remember, as children, everything is correct from adults, right? So your mind still believes it's correct until you interrupt it and remove it from from your consciousness in your energy space. And Wandile does wonderful work together with myself on that, because us brown people, we are not taught. We are taught to pray. I will pray and you will hear silence, because you need to be clear what you're praying for, right? So, yeah, disrespect, I resonate. I mean, all our men cry about this. It's the number one. But it's very dynamic. And when two people who don't even know where their respect and disrespect issues come together, we will blame each other for what is happening between us because we don't know. But we know that you are supposed to be doing this, you are supposed to be doing this. We hold each other accountable, but we don't know why this problem is continuing. We are committed, but it's continuing.
I have a ask. When your partner asks you an attainable financial request, isn't that a form of disrespect? Let's say this person knows that I get 20,000 a month, and somehow she would ask me 100,000 to say, "Hey, baby, can you please get me 100,000? This is what I want to do." Blah blah blah. Isn't that a form of disrespect as well? Because you know
No,
my limits.
wait. Who's disrespecting who? You are disrespecting yourself, or it's the woman who's disrespecting you in this scenario?
The person who's bringing the request.
Why are you with a woman who does not understand your capacity? Have you taught her that you go beyond your capacity? And this is a rhetorical question, right? It's self-reflection. Have you taught her, where did this behavior start? It started first with airtime. Oh, it's tight, but I see what I can do. Okay, yeah, my woman has that. I've given her emergency. See, I know how to take care of her. You know, the budget didn't allow. But yeah, this is how men get excited about loving. You have shot yourself in the foot. You get a person who knows no way how to treat you. You teach them how to behave around you. And it grows. Everything grows. Whatever doesn't grow dies. Everything grows. Bese ifika ku-level, yeah, 100,000. And you're wondering, and then who are you? Don't you know me? But it started with, hey, namhlanje mama kuyabheda, but na-PS. Cala nje ubekezele kancane. Weitse ka moso go tla nna botoka. Wa itse mama tlhe, o tlhaloganya motho wa ka. Papa, ka osane, you've set the pressure now. You must perform. We hold you accountable to what you said and promised. What are you promising? What is your
You
limit?
know, I think there's something we need to point out is that Majid, I have a syndrome called I can. No, and I call it the I can syndrome. So I know I can't, but because my reputation and my manhood is at stake, I can. So what we do is we bend over backwards to ensure that you can. And as soon as you realize I can't, this is a bad woman. We allow the mediocrity of do you want to flop? That there's a certain level of consciousness that you need to have as a man to say, I can't. Like I will not do it. I don't have 100,000. I might have access to it, but I do not have 100,000 to give to you. You might need it. In fact, you might want it, because if it was 100,000 that you needed, I would know about it, and I probably would have eaten that 100,000 in chunks, in 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 till the 100 is done. But because it's a want, I don't have 100,000 for you. So wait, let's do this. You bring your 50, and I'll match it with my 50. How many of us brothers are willing to say that to our women? Where's your 50? I hear you. I respect that. Where's your 50? I'll bring my 50.
Even wait, not now. What is the
Yeah.
problem with planning out? Saying I'm not saying no. And first of all, do you even ask where is it going? What is it for? Who gives away money? Engaka. How are
Introducing
you
when you're
holding
saying
your
something.
woman at? Sorry.
Sorry to cut you off, Tira. Introducing when you're saying something there very strong. We are not encouraging a permanent struggle or begging, but we are all trying this life thing. We are not encouraging a permanent struggle or even a begging nature, but we're saying, sisters, if you're asking me for 100, do you have the 50 that you might need to bring to the table?
More
This
men
is a
must ask
union.
that, because Tina, we were taught to demand things. A man must. That one there's no woman who has not been drilled with that. Okay, in our generation, if we are honest, what we were taught is the man must provide, a woman must keep a house. And it was relevant for the generation of our parents. Relationships have changed. You need to, no one blanket fits everybody. Like I can tell you now,
So,
there's women who are turned on by a firm man. When I test you, I want to know if you can hold my capacity, or you're just gonna let me go willy-nilly. You're just gonna keep giving me, giving me, giving me, giving me, giving me. Because some women are put off by that. Healthy ones excuse themselves. Unhealthy ones stay. They will keep milking the cow and they go elsewhere to get a person who knows how to hold their energy. I get when you are a giver.
I'm confused.
Let's hear.
what? Confusing you, my king.
It's not make sure. It's not make sure.
The cables are not coming together.
No, they are not, because you're saying this is what I must do to keep you. But again, if I try my utmost best and it's not enough, your requests are endless. So what must I do?
Let me give you an example. Even my family, I think in my family, my sister was one of those people who would just explain this dynamic with me for the longest time to people. But in my family, when it comes to relationshiping, I've been in the school of life. I just didn't know how, when, what, now. I think I'm getting the grip of it, right? But I mean, I realized very quickly in my mid 20s that I don't know this game. And I accepted that because that meant in my world, I was willing to learn because I realized that kone helele, okay? And that helped me to step back and observe what is happening in the dating space. And
Okay.
one question then became common. Why am I having people who are not quite at par? Like, then I had an experience with a guy one time, like over a decade ago, where the tables were literally turned, but my discernment was not in check either. So we sat down, we agreed, right? We spoke about everything that we needed to speak about. According to me, we were satisfied and we agreed to relationship date the whole journey. One thing that I didn't do was to check, test, check. Is he doing what he said he's going to do? I know myself. When I say I commit, I'll do something. I go, and that's what I did. I went. I didn't check nothing for a year. And when I look back, there was a whole bunch of people he was busy with. And it was not that he was not busy all along. He was busy all along. I asked myself a question and I left it. I packed it. Ask, I left it. But those prompts were take a closer look, take a closer look, take a closer look. If you are having the same thing popping in your mind, Why are you not looking at it? Because it can give you a wealth of information. But I was that person that I didn't take a look, I just went. And it's because I grew up in a family that is very, very, like extremely overprotective. So I was always in an environment where there was no harm. I did not know where harm could possibly look like from a human being. And when I went into the wild, wild streets with no protection of home, I was accepting everybody and anybody in my life. Friends, girls and boys alike. It's not just limited to just guys. But I had to go and say, it's not working. And I had to go and say, "Ish, everything that they taught me, I have done, but it's still not working. I'm not getting the results." And that is the separation. The more you look at why you are dissatisfied, the more you know what satisfies you. But most human beings, when they get dissatisfaction, they focus on the dissatisfaction part and not the satisfaction. The dissatisfaction is there to remind you of what satisfies you and for you to focus on what satisfies you. And if you are unsatisfied, you are the first person who must answer why you are unsatisfied. Nobody else can give you satisfaction,
Brilliant.
even
Thank you
if you can
for
get
that.
the best matched candidate.
100%. Thank you so much for that. It makes so much sense. I want to ask you too a question. I want to ask you from a sober mindset. I just want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to reset that mind, forget what you discussed now. Reset it, reset it, reset it out, 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 wash it out, and back. Come back again. And from that space again, I want to ask you this question. You're welcome to open your eyes. You're welcome to open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. We're back. I want to ask you this question. There was a comment earlier on about lobola. If we're able to get that back, I think it was from you, Lakis. Something about before a man would, a man was supposed to provide traditionally. Lakis, that was your comment. So you said a man was supposed to provide traditionally. The first provision was lobola in the form of cattle and land. With colonialization, came capitalism and land dispossession. Today, black men, they struggle to provide. My question then becomes, is this lobola tradition, culture, is it still relevant in today's life where you and I are trying to make things work? And we may, I won't even say struggle, but we may have challenges month to month to get through us, or to get us through the months. And then there's an added pressure of having to pay this bride price, or this bridal price, or this, lobola, is the asking still relevant from a woman's perspective? Is the pricing around it, is the amounts around it, is all of these things that are asked still relevant?
Yes. I used to ask that question, and I was one of the loudest to be like, really, is it really serving us? It is. But just like everything transforms, it morphs. And, we have also inherited rushing to feel safe, rushing to be loved, rushing to be in a loving space. Because, like, it is true. Everybody was scared for their life. Everybody spent a whole lot of time not being themselves, but in survival mode, in the version of themselves that is just surviving and not living because of the history of our country. Okay. So Ilobola for me now, it's very relevant. Okay. I also come from a family that with this, I don't know where it started. I would like to know. but we have not had that conversation. But I am aware that apartheid did interrupt our spiritual practices as Africans. And we've also lost the ethos of why we were doing this, right? And this is why it looks like lobola is a logical thing while it's a moral thing. And you cannot weigh it with logic. We can't measure lobola like that per se, right? So
Yeah.
the cows, you taught me something wonderful in April when we attended facilitator training together about the cow. Can you please share that with all of us? But basically, what I'm getting into is that there is sacredness in the practice of lobola that gives life. And if you do not follow that, you definitely are not in the receiving end because you don't believe in it, and it does not serve you because you are unaware of it. And you are unaware of it, so you cannot connect with it, even if you want the blessings. Okay, so even if you can pray endlessly, um, you are not praying for the right thing because you don't understand how your prosperity works because it was interrupted. You were intentionally made to psychologically forget why it is valuable to practice certain things in your African spirituality. And our parents have forgotten because they had to survive and stop all of that and open a church. Like at home, we open a church. My grandfather opened a church. And in the church opening also, when it comes to lobola, he said, there's no traditional practices. I negotiate everything for my children. They come and see me. I agree. And 40, it's not going to be exorbitant amounts of money. It's a thank you gift. And I feel deprived of what is honorable for me as a modern African woman, but as a traditional person too, because you can't take the village out of me. It's a part of who I am. No matter how much I can evolve, transform, whatever version you can get from me of me now and in the future. So restoration and grace
100%.
to us with Lobola, it's deep. It's not just we can't just say no, we are disregarding it. We don't even know the consequences of disregarding it if they're going to be serving us or not serving us.
So I want to bring across something there, and I see it as yes, Lobola was supposed to give the woman security, but the very same man that is um, behind bars now for GBV, who's beating his wife to a pulp, he paid Lobola. So which security are you talking about? Which security are you seeking? You see, when we're seeking security from insecure men, you are seeking something they don't have themselves. So the security you speak of is the security of provision. And if you're unable to provide for yourself, you are insecure, regardless of how much provision he gives you. So women are looking for things that they have not self established. You see, if you have not done the healing work, you can't be with a healed man because every move that he makes will trigger you. A lot of women are seeking the things that they are not ready for because the men that have done the work become their triggers. He becomes your mirror. The things that he speaks of sound like fairy tales because you haven't yet discovered that prosperity is possible. When you speak from lack, all that you have is lack. Everything that you say and breathe is lack. So I will walk you through how I see Lobola. For Unati, when she gets to the time that somebody walks in and says, I want to take your daughter and I want to marry her, I want a cow and I want one goat and I want two chickens, maybe 1,000 rand. The reason why I want these is so that we are able to slaughter a cow and that man must take away that skin. It'll be a constant reminder for him whenever he visits my home He will wear it as his pride and his joy. So that is his jacket. That is his robe that I will honor him with. So when he attends the family functions, when he attends the family gatherings or anything, he puts it on his shoulder or wears it. That's what I want it for. The goat or the sheep is for us to have a meal as father and son, our first meal. And part of the cow as well. The sacrificial element of a cow is huge because the cow is the mother. Every part of the cow is a provision for us. In its alive state, it provides us with milk. We make cheese out of it. We make a whole lot of things. Traditionally, we make home-based fires, internal fires with its dung. We're able to use it as polish on our stoops. So the cow in itself is a nurture giver. It's a nurturer. It's a life source. When we unalive a cow, we take it out or um, sacrifice it. We are able to use it still. We're able to use its skin. We're able to
Mm.
use its horns. We're able to use its head. We're able to use its meat. We're able to use inyongo yayo, bile yayo, as a connector for us in our African space. For us to be able to merge the two. See, there's a gift that God has only given to women, that they're able to carry two bloodlines in one single human being. Men don't do it. I was born a Dladla and I will die a Dladla, regardless of
Mm.
whatever happens. But you can be born a Ramudla, and by the time that you pass, you're a Smith. You've carried two ancestral lineages within you, and you've probably grown the Smith lineage. It's a gift that God has only given to women.
Mm.
So for me, ilobola is not about showing you how deep my pockets can go, because that does not determine how strong a man I am to be able to carry the weight of raising and looking after your daughter. The purpose of ilobola is to unite two families on their first meal and to say, can we sit down and have a logical conversation? And the first problem that we are solving as a unit is what you are going to give us and what are we going to give you. Are we able, as two different families, are we able to come meet, discuss, problem solve, rejoice together? And that's what Ilobola is. The rest is stuff that we've made up on along the way. The 300,000, the 60,000s, the 100,000 rand expenses, everything else is stuff that we've made up on our way. Convenience, but we've lost a
Yep.
lot of it as well. We've lost a lot of culture there. We've lost a lot of things along the way. And the funny part is when you do a bit of research, when you go and dive deeply into it, it was actually the groom's family that paid Ilobola. Oh, it's actually there. Yeah. The father was saying thank you for taking the responsibility off my shoulders. Here's a start for you guys to begin. So it was actually the other way around. So we've changed things dramatically in this modern day. But I think our responsibility and our duty is to go back and study ourselves and our history and our lineage and to make our own choices. Choose how
Mm.
you want to live. Choose the ways that you want to live. Because the culture in which we belong in was someone else's choice before you chose it. Therefore, you have the power to be able to choose that culture. Sire, I'm going to hand over to you. In closing, is there anything that you want to say? If I was your brother and I was sitting here going, talk to me, what would you say to me and to our brothers out there who are trying their level best, who are watching and listening from a sister? What's your message to send them into this week? Black, yellow, brown, whatever.
My message this week is learn to trust yourself. The anger, the frustration, and any other emotion that you would associate with it's because of a woman. Why didn't I see it? Is actually you being frustrated at yourself, the person you are angriest at the most. After you are done with everybody and all is said and done, is you. So take the time to sit and ask yourself, why am I angry? Like how we did that in a directed space. Breathe, sit in silence. Silence will give you the best answers. Find out, why are you angry? Why are you still angry? Or why are you not trusting? Who are you not trusting? Anger and trust, usually, they are the most passionate emotions, but you've got to learn how to retrust yourself, even after disappointment. That is
100%.
what I would like.
Thank you so much. That was a powerful.
Food for thought.
Makita, Sierra saying, trust yourselves, even after disappointment. Trust yourselves, trust yourselves, trust yourselves. Then I'll give you the last one. But before I give you that, I want you to close your eyes if you allow, and I want you to take this little journey with me. And allow me to take you there. Yeah. I want you to trust me. And I want you just to close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And take a deep breath out. And let's take a couple more breaths. Deeply so. Feel those lungs. Stretch the capacity out. And as you are breathing in and out, I want you to take yourself to a space where all the women who have hurt you, all the men who have hurt you, standing in front of you. I want you to see them standing literally in front of you at arm's length. If you were to stretch your arm, you could touch all of them. As you're sitting there in your chair, they stand in front of you, each one of them. And as you sit there, the anger comes up. The hurt comes up. The why me? Why this? All these questions are coming up. Questions that no longer serve you. This is the opportunity to take each question and hand it back to its rightful owner, man or woman standing in front of you. Hand it to them. See yourself reaching into your pocket, grabbing that question, grabbing that emotion, grabbing that anger, grabbing that disappointment, and handing it into their arms. Whether it's your dad, whether it's your husband, whether it's your ex, it's your brother, it's your sister, it's your mother. Hand it to the owner. If it's anger that's coming out of your pocket, see it. See it struggle out. Grab it. Grab it by the head and put it in that person's hands. See, all of them reach their hands out and await for whatever you'll put in their hands. Hand back the anger. Hand back the hurt. Hand it back to them. It belongs to them. You've carried it with you for way too long. Let that pain go. Pull it out of your pocket. Give it. Some of these emotions are going to go deeper into your pocket as they try and hide, as they've been there for so long. Give it. Give that fear back. Give that hatred back. Hand it back to them and say thank you. This has served me, but I no longer need it. I hand it back to you and I ease up my life. Thank you. When you're ready, I want you to see yourself standing up as they all hold the angers, the hatreds, the disappointments in their arms. And I want you to see yourself, when you are ready, giving each one of them a hug and thanking them for the lessons they had come to teach you. That pain had come to teach you. That anger had come to teach you. Thank you, and call them by their name and give them a hug and send them off. Thank you, call them by their name and send them off. Thank you, call them by their name and send them off. Thank you, call them by their name and send them off. Thank you, call them by their name and send them off. And as you sit there, you feel your load is lighter. There's less for you to carry. Your pockets are now empty. You no longer have to carry this pain. You no longer have to carry this anger. You no longer have to carry this disappointment. You are free from this. And as you walk freely. I want you to keep on breathing in. Take a last deep breath. And when you are ready, you are more than welcome to return. Weight free. And how do you feel?
Very, very nice. That
Emotional.
was a wonderful
That's beautiful.
release. Anger and rage is such an intense emotion, and the opportunity you gave to just have a moment of love and blessing with that person who came to teach you. Very nice. Very, very nice. It gives my body space to breathe, and it's a relief even. Some of the people I know I've forgiven, but it's like just going back to remember what that was about and still extending love to them in grace and myself. Thank you. That reached me where it needed to reach me.
Bless.
Thank you so much.
Bless. My message to the brothers out there that are listening in, there's a couple of things I want to say to you. I want to tell you, you are worthy. You're worthy of that love that you need. You're worthy of the love that you're getting. You're worthy of the position in the household that you hold. And the kingship that's sitting on your shoulders, you're able to do it. You've been pre-packed to come and be that king. So when the queen arrives, she will find you pre-installed and pre-ready for that. So walk knowing that you are a king.
Nikate
Blessings
kahle.
upon blessings upon blessings for you. And as you go into this week, may you know that you are the author and the finisher of your destiny. Whatever you say, it is. You are a speller, and everything that you spell, it will happen. Write a good spell. Magic. 100%. This is Umoya. This is Men's Conference. This is Monday night, 7 p.m. every Monday. Join us. Like and share. Canvas let us know she's our newest sister. Welcome, Canvas. She asked you guys to like and subscribe. It's totally free. It doesn't hurt your pocket, I promise you. But it'll be able to help us to be able to bring this content to you every single Monday. Same time, same place. If there's anything else that you guys need, please hit us up. Please let us know. Moya right, Moya bright. Every Monday, same time, same place. We give many, many thanks. Blessings upon blessing. My name is Wandile Dladla. 1D. This is Tsireletso Ramuta. And we're out. Thank you. Sabo.
Goodbye.